We can talk about that last.
I had it up here higher. He wanted to
Oh, on the back.
Oh, okay.
I just typed that in my thing.
Oh, shave the dog. Okay.
I'm sorry. I should have said something earlier.
All right, you're driving through Heath. You know we're paving the roads right now. Coasting. Franklin, as far as the paving, is completed, and Licking View is a little bit more than halfway completed. They didn't pave today because of the rain, and who knows what's going to do the rest of the week. I think it's about 50% the rest of the week.
It's going to be sunny and wonderful.
Oh, okay. And then I'll be optimistic like the mayor. Tomorrow we'll be paving. And but the crew, Dana is inspecting the job. He's very happy with the coasting. I think they're doing a great job. Fox Run has been milled, but we haven't been there yet. So when they get down Licking View, then they will go to Fox Run and complete that. And after that, they'll have to do any curb boxes, the cement work on that, and then all the striping will be done. So they said we could have gotten Licking View done on Friday, but one of their pavers broke down, so they're going to continue that. So when it looks like it's not going to rain, they'll continue on. Hopefully, maybe by the end of the week we have decent weather, we'll be done with the paving, except for maybe the striping. I think the scratch code we put down was good, and again, I think we'll make it last a little bit longer. So that's where we're at with the street paving right now. With that, we do have a change order. And Jay, I got something here. You know those papers I picked up. I found two more I picked up here.
I was actually
Jay's.
looking at some
What
of
you're
your
looking for.
Friday's report.
That's the only thing I had. Number two is a change order. We talked about that last time I was here, or maybe during Eddie's meeting we had. Explained that it would be around $38,000 a change order, and that would be the scratch coat. I have a change order for that, and it did come out to $38,209. I guess I anticipated $37,000, so it's $1,200 more. This is legislative request for that change order, and that's for the scratch coat of the paving. We are anticipating that.
That's on Licking View, right?
Licking View
And Franklin.
did scratch coat.
Spots.
It's just paving down before they put the final paving down to give it more, I think, more solid.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well, we have a lot of expert paving people in the city of Heath.
Yeah.
Thousands of them.
Well, what I was telling the mayor today was the paving we've done on Licking View, you can see where we've done, and then you can see where we haven't done. Well, that's a comparison. This looks a lot better than this over here. Before and after. We have the before and after,
Pretty simple, Bob.
yeah.
Okay.
So again, we're anticipating this money coming from the $5 and $10 license plate tax. We're hoping we have enough to cover that, but it will be very close. So that's where we're with that.
I'm sorry, Bob. What did you just say, please?
I just said that money will be coming out of the $5 and $10 license plate tax, and we should be pretty close. Jay and I looked at what we brought in last year for the 5 and 10. We anticipated $150,000. Last year we brought in $152,000 just out of the $10, and $60,000 out of the $5. So that's $212,000. We only anticipated $150,000. If we get that same amount, we will have $551,000 in our fund.
Okay.
And this total project is $551,000.
Yeah. Well, like I said, our family has 3 cars now. So
Okay, so you have helped.
So we've done our part.
So it should be pretty close with that.
Bob, what's the timing of Clinton, Lucky, and Floppy Little?
Well,
is that after
they're-
Fox Run, or do you know yet?
That I don't know.
It had to be because Fox River already, the front strip's already been.
Well, They mill, but they don't have to mill over here. Because it doesn't have curbs and gutters.
Go on top.
Yeah, right on top. I mean,
Filling in holes and then
yeah.
on top,
Yeah,
right?
they may stop there first and then go down the Fox front, but yeah, they don't have to mill. They mill where others mill together. But transition. They built the whole road.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Down here. Hoffman.
The next thing is mowing of right-of-ways. It seems like the street department at times, because of their schedule and sometimes limited manpower, they don't mow the right-of-ways as nice as what I would like to see it. So that, because I'm in charge of both, the street and parks, we kind of did a little bit of horse trading, that the parks is going to mow at least the right-of-way all the way down Greenwood Drive west, and we already do the east part of it where the bike path is, but we're going to start on 79 and go all the way down near the Port Authority with our mowers that we mow with, or more of our finished mowers, trying to get our right-of-ways just looking a little bit nicer. That's an entry into the Port Authority. I think it'd be nice if we kept that a little bit nicer than what we do now with the street, and that's only because they can't get to it enough, in my opinion. So they're going to mow behind the Shai house over there by the airport. They're going to do that for us, and there's a section at the end of, I think it's the trailer park off of Irvingwood Drive. We mow there. You can see it from Hoback if you park.
Amber trailer
for that. They're going to mow that for us. So we kind of traded that, and then we're going to do the right of way. We're trying to do. I just like our right of ways and I just like things looking a little bit better. I want to try to clean that up a little bit more. And,
right away into the Port Authority.
right.
You got your stove up on each side,
Me.
push for the pines, then you read over the Joe Hall.
Yeah, that looks great, doesn't it? So we're trying to get that. The problem was we waited too long to mow it the first time. Dead grass, since it's hard to get rid of that. Next year we're going to try to get that sooner. So, but the spring, just with the rain, how things like the summer.
No,
Yep. Yeah, we made. We got a few complaints here and there. You didn't mow this. You didn't mow. So
did we look into that area that the one resident last month was talking about, the bike path on the Amber Trailer Court side
Yes.
of the
Yeah, we
river?
did that the very next day, and a very nice call from her.
Okay.
No, she was very, very happy.
That is a good call.
Yeah, she was very happy. In fact, she goes, "Your guys are here mowing right now. Thank you." She was shocked that we came that next day. So, but we tried to do that. So yeah, she was happy.
Good.
Now,
Thanks.
hopefully we kept that good.
the next thing, flowers on 79, and you notice the flowers are there. I did look at the rose bushes, and it looks like a few of those have popped out, but not.
Yeah, I noticed that today
many.
too. Yeah.
And with this cold winter, I don't know if they've survived or not. So
That's what happened with mine, okay, and some of them lived and some of them
yeah.
died.
So I guess I'm going to call things like they are gone. Guess we have to decide if we want to put that same thing in or replace it with something else.
I thought the rose bushes looked awesome when they were all. that the previous winter was just as severe as the one that we just had.
Yeah, it did get pretty cold this winter. It got low, like below 20.
Oh yeah, that's kind of off topic, so forget it. Keep on talking. See what that's gonna be. If not, we may go with another. We may just do the same flowers we do, maybe a different color. If we think we're gonna have trouble with those bushes.
The flowers that in there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same. I kind of wanted to change it up, and I thought I told Showcase, I thought, well, let's kind of change it up so it's not the same as last year, but they went ahead and ordered the flowers we had last year. So, some year you plant soybeans, next year you plant corn,
Yeah.
I like to change it up a little bit, but anyway, I think that's going well.
What are you thinking, Bob? Different colors or different style of flowers?
It's probably just different colors,
Because we know this works. You could go to begonias. I know they can last too in that situation, so we'll see. But I think we're limited to some of the colors.
Yeah.
But it seems to do pretty well. The irrigation system, I don't know if I talked about that last time, it is on and running, and it comes on at 4:30 in the morning. Jay said he would go out and check for us the next time it comes on, make sure it's working. Because I don't even know if it's working because I haven't been there at 4:30 in the morning. But they're in 15-minute intervals, and I think that one big island has 3 zones, and it goes 15, and it shuts off in 15 other zones and 15 for another zone. So that's how that works.
Refresh my memory, Bob. Does the system know when it already has rained or is raining and chooses
Well,
not
that
to
was
kick
the
on?
original plan.
Okay.
But as technically as the guy's name from Rain 1, he told me that it wasn't, I can't remember why, but we couldn't do that now. He had told me that we were going to be able to do it that way, but there was something that we didn't have that it couldn't.
Electric?
Well, I don't know what it, something with the, I'll have to think about it. Something with the sensor.
But it
I
doesn't
can't-
do it.
No, it does not do
Okay.
it. But nobody's gonna, if it's raining at 4:30 in the morning, probably not too many people are gonna see that.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too many complaints from residents like, what are you watering when it's raining for?
How long does it stay on, Bob?
It's 15 minutes in each zone for one time a day.
Okay.
So that might a little by minutes, but it's 15, 15, 15. Every day.
Yeah. And we have a timer, we can change that. If it gets to be really hot and dry, we don't get any rain, we'll have to turn on at different times. And I mentioned this to the mayor today. I don't know if he listens to everything I say. He probably tunes me out once in a while. But I was telling positive things today, and I'm impressed.
That's why I remember.
That's why you remember. I'm impressed by some of the businesses in our town that like to landscape. The Duke Station, I think, is doing an excellent job. Bob Evans always has done an excellent job. And I kind of look around, I see other businesses, it looks like they've kind of picked some things up. So now there are some businesses that would never touch their stuff, and that's, but I was telling the mayor that maybe, these other businesses keep this up, maybe other businesses will want to continue to do that, or, if we would happen to do maybe just a form letter that we could put the business on, not in the mayor could sign it, go, we appreciate you, the landscaping that you have done. But I think it makes our city look really nice, especially going down 7-9, because that is, especially down at TCI, which we won't talk about that. But that's the entrance into the city, And I think it's nice to do that, but anyway, he was almost positive. Almost.
Mark, they didn't bring up what.
Doug, I think you got a question back here or something behind you.
Could that be turned into some kind of a competition where even a proclamation by council or something that your business of the month, decoration of the month, whatever?
It could be something that maybe our garden club could run, you know?
Yeah, they could provide us with the recommendation of this month's or this quarter's honoree.
Right.
I was thinking something along the same lines, Ronnie, that you could even give them a free banner on Route 79, which would be free advertising. It would cost us
Yeah.
More incentive, yeah.
Yeah,
And-
and it would be breaking the sign ordinance, but they would probably say, wow, look, we get to break the sign ordinance. No, you're right, there's something that's like an attaboy that's out there that you can see, people can see. Yeah.
So anyway, I think I appreciate when they do that. So we're trying to do the same thing in the city by keeping right-of-ways and guardrails and all those things. So, that's all I have for the street unless somebody has.
Yeah, that was changed your box. If nothing else, we'll,
I just wanted to say that Bob, over at the Shai house, he had a sensor on the fence over there that if it rained, it shut off the system.
It could be about the electric or something like that.
It
There was
ran a
something.
wire down to the
Right.
main box.
We don't have electric in the islands.
Yeah, so that's probably the reason why, but I'll double check that. But,
Okay.
yeah, okay, that's all. I can talk about this. Okay.
So that's
5:38.
Okay, and we'll call Parks, Recreation, and Davis Shai to order at 5:48. First item is the pool updates, Bob.
I think I printed out what it was, but our pool memberships, Jeff, you asked how we compared to last April, and we are $4,000 ahead of what we were last year. 41,000 to 37,000 for that early bird thing.
Good sign.
So that would have been membership revenue up to May 1st.
Yes.
How's the attendance been?
You know, it's always just touch and go. The first week it was cold, and when we have a decent day, we've had 12, 13, maybe up to 1,400. I didn't get
Wednesday, I think we had 1,400.
Yeah.
Last Wednesday, when it was the first day that it was like 90 and no chance of rain, there were some cars parked in the overflow parking in the grass there. The next day, which was Thursday, the weather was about the same, maybe a little bit hotter. I think the crowd was a little bit less, maybe a couple hundred off or whatever. Friday, we did something that I think is pretty neat, and we tried to publicize, like on the city's Facebook page, we posted something about it. On the second Friday of each month, we're charging the after 5 p.m. walk-in rate, which is $4 if you're 52 inches or taller, $3 if you're shorter than 52 inches. We're charging that after 5 rate all day long. And so on the second Friday of each month. So I think our attendance numbers this past Friday were probably right up there with what they were on Wednesday. We had that first, really good pool weather day. And obviously the hope is that, not only do you perhaps provide from time to time an opportunity for a deeply discounted rate that individuals who perhaps cannot afford the normal rate, to give them and their kids an opportunity to be able to come to the pool. But also, you hope that that will help drive people to the pool that maybe don't typically come, and that maybe, the next week when it's got a good pool day, maybe they'll think to come to the pool when it's the regular rate day. So, I think those are both two good reasons to try to do this with the second Friday of every month. I know this Saturday evening, the pool, I think, is going to stay open late, and they're going to show the movie Dolphin Tale. They're projecting it on a screen that will be facing the Olympic pool, so people can actually be in the pool and watching the movie at the same time. So we're going to try to publicize that this week. Hopefully, it'll be fun for people of all ages, and we'll get a good crowd enjoying the pool that evening. I suggested Jaws, or a Poseidon Adventure, or something like that. But
there were just 2 shark bites this week, I think. Off
North Carolina.
Might
Yeah.
be a good joke. Within 2 miles of one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Each of them wants a line.
And they're both
We usually get them on Carolina too.
We're heading down there. I'll be ain't going down.
no, I'm not going in. What you do, you send your wife in first.
Yes,
Only kidding. Number 2 is the flags on 79. We kind of made a little mistake. We should have had them up by Memorial Day. We didn't think of it, and then the mayor mentioned something to me, so we had them up last week for the Flag Day, and then we'll leave them up through the 4th of July. But next year we'll try to do that, before Memorial Weekend. We'll leave them up for that month, take them down after the 4th. But with that, when we got our flags out, which they were bought a while ago, I think John Crawford bought them. We were a little short from filling up all the poles on 79 because some of the flags are tattered and they replaced. So next year, either through Eddie's budget or my budget, we'll probably get new flags to replace the ones that we have, so they look nice. But I think it adds a nice touch to 79 again.
Bob can tell you, I intermittently will send out emails to the department heads reminding them to check the condition of the flags that are flying in our various city buildings and stuff. We try to stay on it, but I'm a big stickler that if the flag should be in good condition if it's going to be flying. So we try to stay on that kind of stuff. And I appreciate, was it Ron that was kind of checking them out?
Yeah.
I appreciate Ron Brown having the good sense to weed out some ones that we shouldn't have been flying. So that was excellent.
Yeah, and he can take them to a post
For flag destruction. That's something that... That's something else that we ought to do a better job of trying to publicize. The fact that the Legion will do the proper disposal of American flags.
Truckload Saturday.
Yeah, didn't they advertised that too for people to bring them in? Yeah.
I asked
So they
Ron,
do that.
he gave me an answer somewhere he would take them to disposal.
How often do they do that?
When we need to. And a lot of times we'll do it, the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, they have us do it so they can see the ceremony. We've done it for churches here too, so, for the little kids' clubs and the churches.
Do you burn them and then bury the ashes? Is that what you
We
do?
just burn them. It's
Just burn them?
required. but there's a certain procedure we use. We try to do it more in the wintertime because it's so hot, because you have to stand there, you can't just throw a mass in,
Yeah.
It's,
Water covers inside too.
and we'll do it, just give them to me or Ronnie Brown, Jim Watercutter. They've got it. And if we get too many, post-date, they'll take on some too.
Okay.
So we're looking at placing those for, again this year, if there's money left over in the budget, we'll just go ahead.
Number 3 on legislative request for Star Spangled Celebration. Mayor, do you want to explain that one all, Mayor?
Council had appropriated money for and I can't remember particularly if this was for the 50th celebration or both of which were organized and hosted with the help of the Friendship Club under budget, under the amount that council had appropriated for each one. Jenna is overall planner for Star Spangled Celebration. She asked if $1,000 of that money that was appropriated for one or both of those events that wasn't be redirected to the celebration. I think it's $1,000, right?
Yeah.
Mark, I missed the last, just not breaking specific, just she just forwards that fund so that it would help with anything.
Yeah, it would go into that. It would go into that line item, that fund that is used to pay for expenses, mainly to purchase snow things.
Okay.
Yeah. Recall last year, Deb, first year that we set the fireworks off from behind the hill at Geller Park, and even though it was a rather soggy affair, I think the some Valley Fireworks did with the display, and also the location for those that were still in the park after the deluge was really great to just be able to have them basically right over top of it. So we want to try to keep that location to set the fireworks off from. The quality is that there's a lot of area there that you have to keep a 500-foot perimeter around the fireworks. And every once in a while you get a yahoo who says that the do not cross line must apply to everybody else but me. So we had a couple incidences or whatever of people either unwittingly or wittingly going across that line. So the snow fencing, particularly in the areas where it's more open, where the trees kind of don't help, the snow fencing will help us to establish a more visible and enforceable perimeter for that 500-foot radius.
Okay.
And we're saving money this year because of the Port Johns are
Yeah.
donated this year, right?
Thanks to Waste Away, they've actually stepped up big time, and they've donated the porta-johns that'll be used in the park this year. Which, Bob, correct me if I'm wrong, but my memory is like that's about a $1,500 expense that we would
It's up
typically
there,
pay.
and they're also donating the trash.
Yeah, the big trash bin.
Between those two, I would spend almost $2,000 between the two of them.
Yeah.
And we're getting that all free.
And they kind of way to give it back because they do need to work with the city, so that's nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it helps a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions on that?
Mm-hmm.
So we're on number 4, and I think we'll turn it over to the mayor again on discussion of the shakeout.
Yeah, thanks. We after the May vote repealing the ordinance from the Arts Council funding ordinance from July of 2014. Myself and Jay sat down, and I asked Jay to work with me on our direction moving forward with the Arts Council and the utilization of the Davis Shai House. And I appreciate all that Jay has done so far, and I know that he'll we'll have plenty more to do on this, but he's been rather helpful to me. I just want to let you guys know, and Jay, I want to say thank you. The management agreement contract, I can't remember exactly the heading of it, but anyway, that we have with the Arts Council stipulates various things in it. One of the items in it being that the city will co-sponsor at least 4 events that are culturally related, which is a very broad, I think can be a very broad spectrum of the type of events. And so we sat down with some select members of the Arts Council Board to talk about a direction moving forward. One of the things that I know has been an item of interest for some in the community is to have a good accounting of how the city's money that supports the Arts Council gets spent. So we think we've come up with a great direction moving forward that will allow us to be able to partner with the Arts Council to host events that the goal of which would be that they would have a much broader spectrum of appeal among the community and beyond than maybe some of the events that people's perceptions have associated with the facility. So we have begun working on our first event along those lines. And the date for it is Saturday, September 26th. And it is going to be an Oktoberfest themed event. And I just want to take a second and say thank you, Jeff. I want to give you credit for being the genesis of that idea. I remember that phone conversation that we had quite a while ago, and when you mentioned this idea of an event, I thought, wow, I think that's something that we could really run.
Nothing else in Lincoln County that I know.
Yeah, I agree. So, if you're familiar with, although it's called Oktoberfest in Munich, in particular, it's usually held late September. So I'm not quite sure what the Oktoberfest is, but anyway.
It's over in
Does it? Okay, thank you.
The Germans celebrate for like 2 weeks.
Is that? Oh, okay. Well, ours is just going to be one day.
2-week party.
Ours is just going to be one day.
So they're still filming?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, 2 more weeks after that. They'll recuperate.
So what we're going to do is the city is going to handle the expense for various aspects of this event. Just initially, we know that there are going to be tents that are going to need to be rented. We're hoping to have bands of various types participate on a stage at the event, and so there's going to be tables, chairs, things like that. We know that there's going to be some expenses. So the city would cover those expenses. The source of the money that would be used to cover those expenses would be the bed tax.